Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the annual general meeting of the Association of New Brunswick Licensed Practical Nurses. My name is Diana, and I will be acting as moderator. Today's meeting is being recorded and will be shared to our website for those who are unable to attend the live event. Simultaneous translation to French is available by clicking the interpretation button at the bottom of your screen. We also wish to acknowledge the traditional territories of the Wabanaki people, the people of the Don, on which our office sits. The Wabanaki include Mi'kmaq, Wolastoqey, Passamaquoddy, Abenaki, and Penobscot. So on your screens, you'll see today's agenda. Questions pertaining to the annual report will be submitted in the Q&A box. Please include your email address and we will answer questions directly via email in the coming days. Questions will only be visible to ANBLPN. We ask that you please keep your comments and questions professional, and questions must be about the ANBLPN annual report. So it's now my pleasure to introduce ANBLPN's board president, Jean-Philippe Lausier, who will begin the annual general meeting. Jean-Philippe has been an LPN since 2007 and is presently employed with the Extramural in Caracat, and is a member of the Nursing Clinical Practical Leadership Committee, as well as the AIAANB Medical and Professional Advisory Committee. Please welcome Board President Jean-Philippe Lausier.
Bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle Jean-Philippe Lausier, président du conseil d'administration de l'Association des infirmiers auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick. Nous allons maintenant commencer notre Assemblée générale annuelle. J'ouvre officiellement cette assemblée et j'aimerais souhaiter la bienvenue à tous. Nous sommes l'Association des infirmiers et infirmières auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick et notre seul mandat est de veiller à ce que toutes les infirmières et infirmiers auxiliaires autorisés du Nouveau-Brunswick aient la formation et les compétences nécessaires pour fournir des soins sécuritaires, compétents, éthiques, compatissants au nom de la protection du public. À ce titre, nous inscrivons les infirmières et les infirmiers auxiliaires et leur délivrons des autorisations d'exercer. Nous fixons les normes de la pratique infirmière, approuvons et accréditons les programmes de formation en soins infirmiers et intervenons pour préserver une pratique sûre, compétente, éthique et compatissante. Notre vision est que les infirmières auxiliaires font partie intégrante des soins de santé collaboratifs et qu'elles sont respectées pour leurs compétences, leur expertise, leur compassion et leurs normes éthiques. Notre mission est de garantir au public un engagement en faveur des soins sûrs, compétents, empreints de compassion et éthique en réglementant et en renforçant la profession d'infirmière auxiliaire. Nos valeurs sont les suivantes. Le respect. En créant et en entretenant une culture de l'éthique, de l'inclusion et de la diversité. Intégrité, être honnête, juste, cohérent, fiable et objectif dans nos actions. La collaboration, c'est engager les IAA et les autres parties prenantes dans un esprit de coopération afin d'établir et de maintenir des relations professionnelles et publiques solides. La qualité, promouvoir l'excellence dans la réglementation professionnelle des soins infirmiers et le professionnalisme par l'établissement et le maintien de la relation thérapeutique entre les infirmières et les clients. L'apprentissage continu, l'éthique, la responsabilité envers le public, les clients, la profession, les collègues et nous-mêmes. Le procès-verbal de la réunion de 2024 a été examiné et approuvé par Louisa Montoya, avec l'appui de Jennifer Beckford, comme étant une description claire de la réunion. Maintenant, j'aimerais vous présenter les membres du conseil d'administration de l'association de 2024. Je commencerai avec les membres de l'exécutif, qui sont moi-même, Jean-Philippe Lausier, en tant que président, Kim Steve, vice-présidente, Jennifer Beckford, secrétaire, Gérard Boisvert est trésorier, nos conseillères générales pour 2024, pour la région 1, Natasha Landry, région 2, Karen Mitchell, région 3, Dawn Polchi, La région 4, on a Marsha Wilson. Région 5, Isabelle Basse. Et la région 6, April Goodfellow. Nous avons aussi des membres du public. Pour 2024, nous avons Barb Fletcher et Louisa Montoya. De plus, Joanne Graham est la directrice générale du registraire. Notre conseiller juridique est Dan Légère et les finances de l'association sont confiées à Shannon et Buffett, comptable professionnel agréé, et Sean Williams est le contrôleur de l'association. Conformément à la législation et la loi sur les IAA, les affaires de l'association sont gérées par le conseil d'administration. Le but de l'Assemblée générale annuelle est de présenter le rapport annuel et de répondre aux questions à ce sujet. L'obligation fiduciaire de réglementer la profession d'infirmière auxiliaire s'accompagne de nombreuses responsabilités et obligation de rendre compte. Et tout cela est fait pour assurer la protection du public. L'autorité réglementaire de l'Association des infirmiers auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick est chargée et supervisée par la réglementation des candidats, des membres actifs, des membres non pratiquants. De plus, l'Association des infirmiers auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick cherche à établir des politiques pour assurer l'amélioration et la croissance professionnelle des infirmières et infirmiers auxiliaires autorisés, promouvoir la collaboration au sein de l'équipe de soins de santé et assurer au public que des normes adéquates de soins infirmiers soient fournis par ses membres. Les soins de santé au Nouveau-Brunswick ont été mis à l'épreuve par le recrutement et le maintien en poste des professionnels de la santé. Afin d'assurer la croissance en termes de sécurité publique, d'adhésion et de protection du public, l'Association des infirmiers auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick doit également continuer à croître en tant qu'organisme de réglementation. Pour réaliser cette croissance, notre plan stratégique s'articule autour de 4 principales priorités qui ont été décrites dans le rapport annuel. Je vais maintenant demander à Joanne Graham, directrice générale de l'Association des infirmiers auxiliaires du Nouveau-Brunswick, de présenter le rapport de la directrice générale pour 2024.
Good morning, bonjour. I would like to share the ANBLPN affiliations, which are the Canadian Council of Practical Nurse Regulators, which is a not-for-profit organization consisting of all practical nurse regulators in Canada, leading the development of multi-jurisdictional practice guidance, standard documents, and multi-jurisdictional initiatives. We also have the Canadian Nurse Regulators Collaborative, which facilitates collaboration among the organizations who regulate LPNs, RPNs, registered nurses, and registered psychiatric nurses, promoting patient safety and public protection. We are also part of the National Council of State Boards of Nursing, which is an independent not-for-profit organization through which nursing regulatory bodies act and counsel together on matters of common interest and concern affecting public health, safety and welfare, and including the development of nursing licensure examinations. Also, National Nursing Assessment Services, a national nursing assessment service for LPN certification. We work very closely with them. Canadian Network of Agencies for Regulation, which we call CNAR, a federation of national organizations whose provincial and territorial members are responsible for protecting the public through self-regulation. Our interprofessional collaborations, as you can see, are the Department of Health, Departments of Health, internationally educated health professionals, navigation team, Department of Social Development, New Brunswick Health Professions, Regulatory Network, Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor, Nurses Association of New Brunswick, Canadian Union of Public Employees, New Brunswick Nurses Union. Also with the health authorities, Horizon Health, we take part in the Age-Friendly Champion Working Group, also the Collaborative Care Seniors Health Education Task Force. We are also have collaborations with Vitalité Health Network, the New Brunswick Community College Program Advisory Committee, and also with Collège Communautaire du Nouveau-Brunswick, also with Olton College. We also sit on the Program Advisory Committee there. We do have collaborations with Collège d'Île and PEI and UDM here in New Brunswick and UNB as well in St. John and Fredericton. Also, we are part of the Council on Articulations and Transfer in New Brunswick Extramural Program, Measure Learning, New Brunswick Health Professional Regulators Network, Atlantic Counterparts Network, and New Brunswick Association of Nursing Homes, and National Inquiry and Discipline Group and National Regulation and Licensure Group. So a lot of interprofessional collaborations provincially and nationally. The highlights and achievements for 2024 are new National Code of Ethics, proposals submitted to departments of post-secondary education, training and labor, social development, health to ensure public safety through regulation of the unregulated care providers, presentations to ministers of health and social development on regulation of unregulated care providers, national language proficiency standard setting initiated, adoption of new English and French language proficiency benchmarks as a requirement for international applicants in keeping with our pan-Canadian counterparts. Also, Canadian Practical Nurse Registration Exam delivered every other month. Practical Nurse Reentry Program offered in both English and French. Pathways to Licensure, we've delivered several cohorts. Expedited Service for National Nursing Assessment Services approved and begun. Educational modules now online within our system, utilized by LPNs and RNs. Also from other provinces as well, we have people utilizing our modules. Nurses implementation underway, which is an electronic repository of Canadian nurse registration and discipline information. Canadian Institute for Health Information, new standard layout to be implemented. Multi-jurisdictional licensure project funding approved. Workplace Pathways collaboration with Horizon Health offered to 200 employees. Participation in the Step Up to Nursing initiative, the National Standards of Practice Review initiated. Also, the Requisite Skills and Abilities Review initiated. Met with every new graduate just prior to entering the workforce. Increased subscriptions to pre-authorized debit for renewal. Registration incentives were very effective. Board of Directors and Subcommittee Complaints and Discipline Education delivered as well. In New Brunswick, in accordance with the Licensed Practical Nurses Act, we have 3 organizations that have been approved to deliver practical nursing education in the province. We have CCNB, which is situated in Bathurst, Dieppe, Shippagan, Camelton, and Edmundston. MBCC, Fredericton, Moncton, St. Andrews, Miramichi, St. John, Woodstock, and Olton is situated in Moncton as well. As you can see, all accreditations have been completed in 2023. However, this is a process that goes into 2024, which reports are written and certificates are given. So certainly all 3 are now accredited, and programs are approved to deliver education to meet the entry-level competencies while adhering to standards of practice and code of ethics. We've also delivered the Pathways to Licensure, which is a 10-week program that provides a refresher of the basics of nursing, as well as a review of the Canadian and provincial healthcare systems. The program prepares the applicant to write the Canadian Practical Nurse Registration Exam. While enrolled in the program, applicants are able to work asynchronously while they manage modules at home and are online weekly as a synchronous interactive group. The program is designed to support internationally educated nurses who have met the entry-level competencies of an LPN for New Brunswick and have lapsed in their currency while immigrating to Canada. And also, we have graduates of the Bachelor of Nursing programs who have not passed the NCLEX RN, who participate in the Pathways to Licensure as well. We also have the Reentry program, which provides approximately 38 weeks gap training, which is a refresher training and orientation to the Canadian provincial healthcare systems. It is designed to assist previously licensed practical nurses. And we have individuals from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI, and to support internationally educated applicants who have been assessed with gaps in their education. Previously licensed practical nurses, upon successful completion of the re-entry program, the minimum pass marks of 75%, which previously licensed practical nurses may be eligible for full licensure. And also for internationally educated nurses, this program better prepares the applicant for the CPNRE upon successful completion of the program. Again, minimum pass marks of 75%, the IEN candidate may be eligible to write the CPNRE. So we have quite a few new and updated resources on our website. At this point, we have new pages, detailed contact us page, pre-authorized debit page, revised pages, comprehensive page for internationally educated nurses, continuing competence program resources, other resources using the Find an LPN function video, new Code of Ethics educational module, and printable resources as well. We have had some online modules and education modules which are available on our website. Corresponding exams are purchased through the member accounts, and we have the module exams completed by LPNs using this new process. So you can see the numbers. We have immunization. We had 21 English completed, 6 Francophones completed, 5 completed the lab values module in the English, with the English module, 1 with the French. Phlebotomy, we had 15 individuals, Anglophones that completed, as well as 7 Francophones. Jurisprudence, which is completed with every new grad and new member that comes. So we have 440 that completed in English and 212 in French. We also have webinars for 2024 that were completed. We had Caring for the Autistic Child. We had Nursing Week webinars, which were ethical decision making, nurse-led HCV treatment, also assessing and treating the high-risk foot. Those were some of the webinars that we did in 2024. We also took part in a lot of meetings in regards to Step Up to Nursing, which is an initiative, is a workplace-based wage-supported learning model that provides education to New Brunswickers who are interested in advancing their nursing careers. And in September of 2023, the first cohort started their journey to become LPNs and RNs. The program is ongoing into 2024. So 2024, some of our highlights as well for member statistics is by age group. As you can see, between the ages of 41 to 50, we have 1,007 members, which is 23%. Between the ages of 51 and 60, which is 757 members at 17%. Between the ages of 61 to 70, we have 5% there. And 21 to 30, we have 27%, and 31 to 40 is 26%. We have active and non-practicing members. As you can see here, the percentages of age groups here as well. And we have for 2024, at the end of, we had 4,157 active members, 287 non-practicing members, and that is LPNs not working but eligible to reinstate to active in 2024. And as you can see here, we have numbers of years registered. We have 1,320 between 0 to 4 years, and then 5 to 10 years, we have 866 individuals. 11 to 15, we have 663, and 16 to 24 years, we have 772, and 25 plus, we have 783. And in regards to students and exams, in 2024, we had 399 candidates that attempted the CPNRE exam with a total of 334 passes. And as you can see, these are all the colleges that are taking part, and they're color-coded as well. And BCC has 249 candidates. 46 from CCNB, Olton College 50, and other could be IENs. Verification of registrations incoming. We've had 100 verifications of registration processed for applicants seeking licensure in New Brunswick, which is a decrease of 45% over 2023. And you can see for a 4-year comparison as well, that there was some ups and downs there. We're seeing, we also had a lot of in and out of province verification of registrations coming in. We had some travel nurses coming in, so now we're not seeing as many coming in. We registered 144 verifications processed seeking licensure in other jurisdictions, so that would be transferring. Outgoing, so we had 144 of our members transfer to other jurisdictions. In regards to internationally educated nurses, we've received 179 internationally educated nurses in 2024, which is an increase of 44% over 2023. We also saw 144 IEM applicants approved to participate in the Pathways to Licensure program, and we referred applicants to the reentry program. We referred 20 of those individuals. IENs eligible to write the CPNRE in 2024 were 59. And as you can see here, the country of origin, where they're from, we had 56 individuals from Morocco, 28 from the Philippines, 21 from Haiti, 17 from Cameroon, and 57 from others as well. So IENs are required to complete entrance level education to properly prepare to write the CPNRE, and there are 3 possible outcomes. Pathways to Licensure program, which is a 10-week online program delivered by ANBLPN to applicants whose education work experience is fairly comparable to that in Canada. And secondly, we have the reentry program, which is approximately a 38-week blended delivery offered by accredited colleges. The program offers a more in-depth review of key concepts to applicants whose education has more gaps. And then we have the PN Diploma program, the full 2-year PM program offered by the accredited colleges for applicants whose education is not comparable to that in Canada. ANBLPN makes those decisions on a case-by-case basis with the best interests of the candidates in mind to assist them in passing the CPNRE. In regards to conduct, we have the complaints and investigation and discipline processes protect the public by providing an opportunity to improve unsafe or unethical practice through remediation and corrective action, remove incompetent or unethical members, and inform the ANBLPN of potential or identified risks to the public in LPN practice. Once complaints are received, although the categories of allegations organized conduct into 4 groups, ANBLPN recognizes that the boundaries of the categories often blend and blur as LPNs who are being reported for breaches of nursing standards and ethics are found to have multiple infractions in one allegation. This is an increasing trend in regulation as the complexity of conduct review increases. So we are seeing professional misconduct, professional incompetence, conduct unbecoming, and incapacity. So a total of 16 allegations, generally from employers, were received in 2024. So we had 14 employers who made complaints, and we had also 2 individuals that worked without a license, which equals a total of 16. So what we did see is that there were 7 cases that it was for incompetence, 1 was for addictions, mental health, and 2 were working without a license, 3 were medication documentation errors, and also 3 were medication errors in regards to incompetence. So we try to have resolutions as much as we possibly can and work with the individuals. So sometimes they're sanctioned education, sometimes they're sometimes have to redo a course program, or maybe it's mentoring with them. And sometimes licenses are suspended, sometimes licenses are also revoked. So when we're looking at the 16 complaints for 2024, there were 2 complaints that were withdrawn. There was 3 that were resolved by the registrar, and 9 were referred to discipline. And then there were 4 that were resolved by the registrar, and there were some resolutions. So that could be education pieces. And I'd like to turn it over to Sean Williams to discuss the financial statements. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Joanne. My name's Sean Williams. I'm the controller at ANBLPN, and I'll be presenting the financial statements. First up, we have the statement of financial position, which is also referred to as the balance sheet. And I'm going to kind of touch on some items that have changed substantially year over year. In the assets section, cash and cash equivalents, $2.2 million for 2024. This is always up quite a bit at the end of the year as our 2025 membership is received by the end of the year. Accounts receivable, $37,000. Prepaids, $38,300. This is our insurance, which runs on a year-to-year basis. And as some of it rolls into 2025, we set it up as a prepaid expense. Investments for operating reserve fund, $4.1 million. Capital assets of $164,000. This is office equipment, building, and the vehicle. Total assets for 2024 were $6.6 million. Down in the liabilities, we have accounts payable and accrued liabilities of $253,000, which is very comparable to the prior year. This is substantially all the HST for Q4 2024, and also some payroll remittance. Deferred revenue of $1.1 million is the 2025 memberships that have been paid before the end of the year, 2024. Net assets at the bottom, we have our operating reserve fund, $4.1 million, which agrees to our investment accounts. Invested in capital assets, $164,000, which is our capital assets, and our unrestricted net assets of $918,000. Next up, we have our statement of operations, also known as the income statement. Registration renewals, $1.2 million. Exam fees, $269,000. A new item on this list is accreditation for $48,000. That is done every few years. Miscellaneous income also has some questions, $96,000. This is a combination of our application processing fees, $51,000, and our pathways to licensure, which was $31,000. Total revenue for 2024 was $2.08 million. Down below in expenses, salaries and benefits, $515,000. That is up $100,000 from last year, as we have 6 full-time employees now, as opposed to 4 in the prior year. All other expenses remain relatively consistent to prior year, with the exception of legal, which was $129,000 versus $54,000 last year. 2023 was a relatively slow year for legal, and 2024 is a more comparative year for legal expenses. In total for 2024, expenses totaled $1.2 million, and our excess of revenue over expenses, also known as net income, was $875,000 compared to $709,000 in the prior year. Lastly, we have our statement of cash flows. This describes how the cash comes into and out of the organization while paying bills, money coming in, investing into our investments. You'll see the cash at the beginning of the year and how the cash ends the year. Also, the entire financial statements are available as well in the annual report. This is only a few pieces of it. So in the actual financial statements, you'll see the auditor's report and also notes to the financial statements that will break down some of these numbers further. And so that is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. So we've had some changes to the board of directors in 2024. In 2024, Lori Kinley and Jennifer Bickford completed their terms with the ANBLPN Board of Directors. We extend our gratitude to them for their contributions during their tenure. Their passion, commitment, and leadership have been instrumental in advancing the mission and goals of the association. In 2024, ANBLPN welcomed Jennifer Bickford and Karen Mitchell to their positions with the Board of Directors. We look forward to collaborating with them as we continue to elevate the nursing profession and strive to uphold the highest standards of nursing excellence. So Jennifer is our new secretary and Karen Mitchell is our Region 2 representative. Thank you, everyone. Questions pertaining to the annual report can be submitted in the Q&A box. Please include your email address and we will answer your questions via email. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. This concludes the ANBLPN 2025 Annual General Meeting. As mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, the recording will be posted to our website in the coming days for those who were unable to attend today's event. We will also be publishing the June issue of the Blue Band shortly, which will include a look ahead at what's coming up in 2025. We will leave the meeting open for a few moments to allow members to submit any questions pertaining to the annual report. And thank you.